Isn't she pretty? I can see her outside of my hotel room. Well, you know what they say. There's a good way to become a millionaire. It's by being a billionaire and starting an airline. It's a hard business, man. It's a hard business. And perhaps that's the reason why no one really dares to do it anymore. Until now. Everybody, in today's video, we're gonna fly Global Airline. A brand new airline that has one airplane, and that is an Airbus A380. Now, how this new airline came to be was two friends somehow gaining enough money to buy that aircraft, and now they're flying. Somehow. I don't know. Like, generally, that's how it worked. This A380 was previously owned by China Southern. Global Airlines now bought it and put a new livery on it. Now, they do not have an AOC, Air Operating Certificate, so they are not technically an air operator like Lufthansa or United or Emirates, but the flights are pursued by HiFly, which is like a charter airline that you could hire for your airplane. And that's what they did. Either way, the project of Global Airlines has lots of doubters. Will this ever work out? And today, we're at the Glasgow airport, and we're flying to John F. Kennedy across the ocean. And I hope we don't run out of fuel because maybe they run out of money. No. This is the first ever flight that passengers are paying for. Yes, we're flying to New York and back in 4 days, and then the A380 is taking another flight across the Atlantic from Manchester in another flight. Yes, there's only 2 scheduled flights now. People say that it might be the only 2 scheduled flights because it is true. This airline right now definitely can't be profitable with an economy seat return flight costing only £340. And with business return flights only £19.99. And today we're gonna do it. Yes, everybody, let's go. All right, looking fresh, looking sharp. Here is the A380 pushing back that we're gonna fly today. And you know, my entrepreneur friends, there's practically 2 ways that this airline ends up. Either it ends up in like this multi-airplane successful airline that, you know, we get to know and get to love, or it's just all gonna go to waste after 2 flights.
But to be honest, of course, this risk of failure applies to every new business. What I find a bit strange is how lots of the aviation community are very pessimistic about this, thinking that after the Manchester flight, we'll never see Global Airlines fly again. I actually don't think so.
Look at this YouTuber here. Not in style for this incredible historic piece. But however the Global Airline ends up, this is gonna be quite a historic flight. My mission today is to be in style and to get upgraded because I'm in economy. I'm in in which class are you?
I've got your bags here. So.
Oh yes, here's my butler. But you're flying first, aren't you?
I'm in first class, yes. You as well?
I'm in the, also in first class.
Okay.
No, I'm not. Now let's walk up to the terminal and hope that my entrepreneurial spirit will help me get an upgrade here on check-in. And that's kind of what I'm trying to do. All right, so my entrepreneurial friends. Here's the check-in, and I gotta wait for quite a while because I'm economy, I'm poor. I hope I get a window seat at all because I haven't been assigned seats at all. So that might be a bit of trouble.
Now on this first flight, you could tell quite a bit of attention to detail here by Global Airlines. And I already felt like, maybe their promise to bring back the golden ages of travel might be kept here.
All right, everyone, just checked in now. It's time to head to security and meet the others. All right, you too. Oh, yeah, bye. I just said to you too, even though she didn't have a flight, so that was a bit embarrassing. So I have a question, guys. So I'm in an economy class, but what is seat 12H?
Sorry?
Is that not in front?
Why is seat 12H?
So mission upgrade not yet accomplished. I think 12. Like, look, it says 12H here, but I'm still in economy class. I'm still poor. Okay, let's go through security and do what we need to do. All right, pass through security. Let's walk up to the gate. Everybody, there it is. A380 by Global Airlines. Let's walk up to the gate and see if anyone's there. I think I recognized Josh already because you recognize him by his shorts. Yeah, there he is. He's got no styling, unlike me. All right, back onto the topic. Did I get an upgrade from economy? Does the suit finally suit? It still says economy class, but I think I know a person who knows what 12 hotel means of a seat.
So doing our investigative reporting here, we've dug deep into the China Southern archives to find out that you might be business class.
I might be. I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt, but
Mine says economy class, even though they've upgraded me apparently to first class. So even though I'm in first, it still says economy.
you know, we're all
economy.
in this together. We're all
It's
in
like-
economy.
It's like 1985. Everybody's like just different versions of the same thing, isn't it? Really, it's.
Wow.
Yes, everybody, this airplane is 12 years old, and, and after being retired by China Southern, it was in the Mojave Desert for quite a while. So I'm really excited about how this airplane and its cabin has aged.
Josh, what's happening?
We're boarding, finally.
We're boarding.
Yeah. 3 years in the making.
That's
happening.
That's right. There's lots of business class passengers. I feel like half of the passengers are business. Thank you. Okay. Step on board. Hey, how you doing? Hi. All right. Welcome aboard the A380. Hi. This is Roses. We've got Roses here.
Now, yes, the C12H is actually upstairs, so let's go upstairs. Yes, most passengers were upstairs.
Hi. How you doing? Hi. Hi. 12 Hotel. This one. All right. There you go. Took me a while to find it. Okay. After a bit of a riddle of finding my seat, we're here. Where's yours? You're right in front of me.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is like a YouTuber party. Is this the Sky Pub?
Yeah, welcome to the Sky Pub, and this is the Global Experience.
Okay, thank you very much.
Now the first cabin impression, not bad at all.
And here is how best friends reunite. Where are you?
My
Look,
best friend's nothing.
shut up. So my seat is right here, and here. Yeah, look, that's funny. It's fine. Thank you. All right, so welcome to Global Airlines business class. Here we are. And, this airline has been announced for years. I mean, you may have seen it on the Infinite Flight Simulator. They had, a livery there and kind of like a special collaboration. And no one ever really thought that it would actually become reality. And so here we are. Got a special note for this being the first ever flight on this airline. Your journey with us today signifies the beginning of an exciting new chapter, and we look forward to sharing many memorable journeys together. And by the way, I have to put my
Good
seat
morning,
on.
dear passengers. This is your commander speaking. Today marks a very special occasion, the first ever transatlantic commercial flight under the Global Airlines brand, and we are proud to be operating it on this majestic Airbus A380.
Keep your seatbelt fastened while you are seated with.
All right, so here we are, having pushed back. We're about to taxi now in the A380. We have a first look at this seat. And this is a plane that's been flying for China Southern. And it doesn't have a super modern cabin. We have a pretty older, smaller screen with one of those controllers. At least we have a USB-A port. For some reason, this LAN port. What is that for?
But back to attention to detail. We have a Global Airlines, pajama, and we have a Global Airlines pair of slippers.
Okay, I had to put the camera away because it's too large. Which is a shame, but I can film my iPhone. Anyway, we're now about to take off indeed. And 11,000 people are watching us take off on flight radar. This plane's so large, we don't even see a wing. Might as well just be a train. Holding point Golf 1 of runway 05. Pilot Swiss 001 has everything under control here. In case they need any help, they can just ask for it. No way. Second window is that we're so far away from the engines that they're in another country. We can't hear them. Right now, welcome to the skies of the world. Everything's looking good. We've departed nicely, so we can have a close look into this cabin indeed. And as you can see, I've got a light that I've turned on. Reading light. And I think this right here is a good example of this plane not being new, this cabin not being new. It definitely isn't the worst, but it's nothing fresh, of course. As you can see, I've got a bunch of stuff just laying around that I want to stow, and I can stow it away here in this little thing. I mean, if you've ever seen the China Southern business class, it kind of looks the same.
Although I do really like the cabin layout, 1-2-1 layout.
They have this new thing right here, which is an lamp, and you can touch it. It has a few modes. white, less white, a few more whites, which is kind of cool. And the funniest thing is I've noticed that it's removable. So you can like, you know what? Together with a pajama, you can be like a Global Airlines version of one of those comic sleeping people. So that's kind of nice. But everybody, let's get to the elephant in the room. And that is, of course, the in-flight entertainment, the little screen in front of us. Now, the content it displays has as much value as my channel. Nothing, because it's black. I think that's something temporary, because it's kind of hard as an airline to set this up, you know, like have an in-flight entertainment, pay all the licenses for, you know, the movies. I'm pretty sure hardware-wise the screen works, as well as the remote, but it's kind of useless now. But in order to not, you know, die out of boredom here, we have a Global Airlines in-flight entertainment we can access through our iPhone, or to our, doesn't have to be an iPhone, can also be a Nintendo Switch. Anyway, we scanned that. Let's have a look at what we can get in terms of in-flight entertainment. Josh, does it work? Does it work for you? Maybe that's something we can try later. Let's not get bogged down, because it's soon time for some service. You know what they say, I am pro-choice, and we do have a choice here of, oh wait, this is the wrong page. Look at that, New York business class menu. Let's have a look at it. How about a Greek salad or a garden salad? Say we do have a choice here, and actually 3 main courses as a lunch choice, as well as dinner 3 main courses, as well as caviar. I don't really see that a lot on business class, I think. So that's quite nice. This is nicely designed. Like all of the design items, this is quite well done. This is sketched by Global. So what they did here is essentially a good job. Let's have a look at the amenity kit, of course, as well. Wrong side, it's made by Briggs. Now in this amenity kit we find and sock, another sock, oh, some cologne, black tea. A bit of a test here. Oh yeah, it smells like black tea. Like it smells a little bit like iced tea, but a nice version of it. I don't really know why that. Like you're gonna have the whole plane smell like black tea. Now another thing here, we've got sea salt paste. Is that for salting your food? Oh, it's a styling paste. I might put that in my hair once we land. Not bad. Black tea body wash. I don't know how I will utilize that. What am I supposed to wash? Look at that, everybody. You guys can see yourself. And mirror that says Global on it. This is great. Oh, it's kind of a useless mirror. It's good for like shaving. Look at that wooden comb that says Global Airlines on it. Global comb. Nice. And oh, that is a shoe thing, like for putting on your shoes. This is definitely something you take to at home. We have a pencil that is saying Global Airlines on it, so I will use that for writing on all the ATC instructions and that. So got some earplugs here. Nope, not bad. And a dental kit. Look at this, a toothbrush. This is not very interesting at all, I just realized. What else should we do? Maybe take a tour? What can we do now? We have no in-flight entertainment. So amenity kit, definitely, I have no idea. I'm not a business class traveler. I'm poor normally. I'm just pretending to be wealthful. Anyway.
The name to address you?
Nick, please. Nick. Perfect. Yeah, I would like maybe a glass of champagne. That would be good. Thank you so much.
Now what I can say already is that, you know, while the whole branding and everything of Global Airlines is great, the service was a little bit slow.
All right, everybody, champagne drinking Swiss is everyone.
And I think you can say that it's probably because it was the first time flying, but, you know, normally you get your drinks in business class before takeoff, and here we got it far, far after departure. Anyway, now I'm ordering food here.
What would you like to order?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do the garden salad.
The Greek salad?
No, the garden salad. The Norfolk chicken, please.
Chicken?
Yes. And the petit four. Thank you so much. Thank you. That's a lot of champagne. That was literally a sip. Oh, these are good chips. Now this is of course our typical business seat, so of course it's lie flat. We have these buttons here first where we can, go forward, and then this. Right, so it's completely lie flat. That's pretty good. No, this is definitely a doable business class seat. That's all I have to say. But you know, I'm not an expert at all. I mean, you could sit me in Ryanair and I would think it's okay.
Yep, I am Worldwide Dom. I do flight reviews.
So what do you have to offer?
First class.
You're in first class?
Yes.
That's why we're walking the stairs down to first class. Show me around.
After you, good sir.
Oh, thank you very much, sir.
Now, first class definitely can hold up.
I like you got your little flower there. Look at that. Amenity kit is a whole handbag in first class, it turns out. I've never flown first class in my life, so don't know the standard. But you have 3 windows.
But well, also here, there needs to be a little bit of work put in. But other than that, very much in first class.
Everybody, welcome to economy class. Now, this is sort of a first flight. This plane is not really booked at all. Like, there's maybe like 100 people here. The airline says that's because, they're trying to run some tests. Obviously, as we see, this is not the final product. IFEs don't work. Wi-Fi doesn't work. In-flight entertainment doesn't work. But this is interesting, having a whole row of A380 to myself. Look at that. Hi, James.
Sold this cabin. How you doing?
Wait, isn't that the guy who made the airline? But is this a bad flying experience? I don't think so. Whoa, can I get infinite flight for free?
No.
Okay. It is a bit louder here. It's noticeably louder. Right? At least you see the beautiful wing, everybody. But I think it is time to enjoy lunch. Right, everybody. We are now 2.5 hours into the flight. And I think lunch is being served soon. Yeah.
You know, the thing is, it's not a thing about Global Airlines, it's more of a thing of high fly. You know, the airline that's operating. Like, they are being quite slow to the point where I don't think that we'll be able to do all the meals. We're gonna arrive soon.
Perfect. From like a white, yeah.
Yes, everybody, finally starters being served, so salad, some bread.
Just beer. Yeah, just any beer.
What kind of beers?
Hold on. Let's see. So beer you have. Let's do brew dog. Wait, where's my salad, Josh? I don't have a salad, and I don't even have a plate. Okay. No thanks. I mean, I don't have a plate to have. It's offered me this balsamico, but the problem is, like, where should I have put that? All right, time to eat. So, but yeah, their own pepper shaker. Wow, it's been 5 minutes now. I'm just gonna ask. I don't know. I have no reason. Everyone else got their salad. Everyone got their salad. This lady right there, salad. Also, I didn't get a drink. I just wonder how hard can it be? Okay, I just asked about the salad. I didn't film, and they were like, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna tell my flight attendant colleague about it." I swear to God, they're going to forget it. Also, I was just brought my drink, a brew dog, which I'm gonna drink out of a can. Even on Ryanair, they give you glasses to drink out of. They didn't give me a glass. Okay, anyway, brew dog.
Garlic salad.
Yeah. Perfect, thank you.
Would you like some vinegar with it?
No thanks. Thank you very much. And look at this, the whole garden. You know.
Good.
They didn't serve me this. Like, I had to ask specifically for it. This thing has no, like, vinegar. Like, he asked me for vinegar. I'm not a vinegar fan, but they have, like, no other dressing on it. It's just salad without dressing. Update. I've been able to connect. Oh, yes, everybody. I am in. They might have gotten it to work, to be honest. So that's great. I confirm that I'm happy to receive. I confirm. Let's entertain. Let's see what that looks like. Yes, welcome on board. You can now stream stuff for free. We've got Barbie. We've got Blade Runner. We've got some other stuff. Oh, we can actually see finally where we are. Holy moly. I have no idea why this is a twin-engine airplane now. That's pretty crazy. But yes, the Wi-Fi didn't work, but now it works. And this is our route. We're definitely more than halfway there. And I've only received a salad, which I had to ask for. Service is really slow. That's a shame. Anyway, we can watch Barbie, right? Does it work? That's a bit of a, thing to make up for the fact that we do not have a screen. UI is great. This is well done, I do have to say. There's even games you can play here. Look. So finally, in-flight entertainment is completely hopeless. This meal service. I'm just gonna
but here somewhere. I wanna go stand up. I'm hungry. And you know what? I'm not even hungry. I'm hangry. That's my problem. I'm hangry.
Yes, the biggest complaint really was the business class service. That it was just too slow. Good thing is that it is something that you can very easily improve on. Once again, this is also the crew's first flight. It is interesting to know that the economy class and first class was much better. They all got 2 meals, so not that big of a deal. I can't wait to fly Global Airlines again to see how the crew improves, because otherwise it's great.
Alright, now nearly 1 hour after having been served the starter, we're here with our main course. This is some stuff. Now the flight attendant told me that it might not be warm enough and I have to ask her to warm it up again because it's cold. Maybe. We're gonna have to check it out. Take a look. Oh wow. That is mushroom. Okay. It isn't very warm. It's quite cold. Anyway, okay, this is some... Oh wow, that's completely cold. So that is the chicken. Nearly completely cold. I mean, this is the classic example now. The food doesn't taste bad. It's done well, it's thought through. But it isn't necessarily thought through because the crew kind of messed it up to warm it up properly. And surprisingly now, it only took 2 minutes to get rid of the plate. The strange is that this brew dog is still here from the starter. No one ever bothered to ask me for if I had anything else in mind that I would like to drink. No refills, no nothing. I don't really know that from business class. I've always felt like they've asked you again. You know, this whole thing feels like Global Airlines set a huge standard. A standard that High Fly, as the operator, just cannot fulfill. Alright, while dessert is coming, time to style up. There's not really a lot of pace in it. Come on. Yeah, look at this. Wonderful. Yeah, that'll do. Yeah. Perfect. Thank you very much. I didn't order a cheesecake. I ordered the other thing. Now, would you take a look at the cheesecake? I expect that to be cold for a change. Anyway, okay, this is a bit chaotic. Let's take a look at the cheesecake, which we will eat with and fork. Nice. That's the thing. That's what I'm talking about. It's good. It's a good cheesecake. You know, food is great. Everything is kind of well thought through. Just not the crew. That rhymed.
You can definitely tell this airline has been founded with a passion, with good intent to be a good airline. And I honestly can kind of understand that on the first flight, things can get a little bit messy with the service. Apparently also, they had issues with the catering. This is not official information, but apparently the catering at Glasgow Airport just threw everything into the airplane and the crew had to sort it all out. And that was maybe the reason why it was so slow. It's a bit of a shame that Global Airlines wasn't able to show its true colors and living up to what they can do. Maybe the return flight will be better.
Alright everybody, our transatlantic crossing is nearly done. We're nearly above Canada land, which is great news. Let's see if we'll get the dinner served or not. So update on the chaos. Yes, after having lunch, I asked the lady, so was dinner planned initially? Because obviously they don't have time to serve it. And she said no. So no dinner was planned in the first place. But I do like the A380. There's lots of things to do. Of course, you can lie down in your fully flat bed. Very nice. Very comfortable. You can hang out in the so-called Sky Pub, which is really nice. Alright, welcome to the bathroom. Look at this. Quite fancy. Margaret dabs. Yes, everybody. Dab on them haters. No, this is a good experience. It's quite large. How about a little workout? Yes. Or how about a little bit of selfie time with some YouTube stars? Everybody, caviar time, because I'm a peasant. I have never done caviar. I've never done that. So let's take a look. Yes, the whole meal service thing, a bit confusing to be honest. By the way, let me turn off that light. What happened? So I just got caviar delivered, although no one asked me for a second drink. So service is probably, like, they're not unkind. They're not beating you. Let's start. Look at that. Yes, the black gold of the sea. Let's take a look. I don't get the point of caviar. It's just salty.
Look at that. Now all we see now is clouds. We are now arriving into JFK soon. Fasten seatbelt sign is on, so I'm going to do that now. I still have this and this. Oh, this is half full. Welcome to New York. That was a very quick braking. That was auto brake 4 at least here on the A380. Very smooth landing though here into JFK. The weather isn't as good as Glasgow for a change. Alright, here we are taxiing to the gate, and it seems like it's a ramp. Can you see that? We might be deboarding this plane with stairs, which is a bit odd in an A380, isn't it? Anyway, you can see everyone taking pictures here, even the ground staff of JFK of this airplane. So we're talking about quite a special flight here with Swiss 001. Right now we are close to deboarding with stairs, perhaps. Yes, what is your rating? Is it this or this or this?
Absolutely this.
There we go. Some global travelers right here. Very good. All right, let's leave the plane. Bye-bye, guys. Bye-bye. Bye.
Thank you so much.
Welcome, watch your step. Hi. Welcome, watch your step.
Yes, very exotic deboarding. Look at that. Bye-bye Global Airlines Airbus. Now isn't it ironic jumping from the Airbus to a ground bus? Alright, guess where I'm now? An American train station. You know, the Global Airlines, definitely a commendable project. You know, all us flight reviewers sitting comfortably in business class couldn't have done what they've done. And that's what I can say. It's a shame, though, that at least on the business class, the service couldn't really hold up to what was promised, but that was not because of Global, but because of Hi-Fly. It's a car. But well, the truth is, when I bought my first car and went for the first drive, I crashed it on the first drive. And what did we do here now on the first flight? We didn't crash. All we didn't have is a second dinner. Passengers of the economy class are like thinking, this is amazing. All that's needed to do is have the in-flight entertainment work for comfort and Wi-Fi as well. And while Global Airlines accept that this is not the final product at all, they're going to of course make improvements and they dream big. But for now, let's be honest, of course the airline cannot compete with something like Emirates or Qatar. For now. I guess the whole reason of making this flight then for Global Airlines was to show the world that they actually have a plane and that it works and that it can fly passengers. That's kind of step one. In software, we would call this a bit of a beta. Although I am, of course, an alpha. There's an American train coming here. All I can say, even with the, maybe negative critics here, that this was one of my most exciting flights ever. There you go. And everyone on board could agree with that. So let me know what you think of this new Global Airlines. Would you go ahead and fly it? Let me know in the comments. And thank you guys so much for watching this video. And I'll see you guys tomorrow as always. Good night.
And a special thanks goes out to my members, my supporters, Guns Killer, R27, James Duram, That Dude, Anime Gods of Gaming, Derek, Insider Plane, Nishijitsu Finder, Professional Jamal, Ryland Williams, and New the York. You've got beautiful names.